Tomorrow is officially one of the biggest and most important days of my entire life. Tomorrow is my divorce day, and it's been a lot, to say the least. This moment I have equally dreaded and looked forward to, and the fact that it is now coming to an end officially tomorrow is mind-blowing. I cannot wait. I'm so impressed and proud of myself that I have been able to get through this divorce alone. To be 25 years old and doing something of this caliber is huge. I am the youngest of my friends to be married, and now I'm the youngest out of my friends to be divorced. So I'm gonna hold that with a lot of pride.
Many months later.
Tomorrow's Christmas, and I'm just crying because of how hard it's been. I feel like I'm trying to prove to myself I can be strong. It's really painful dealing with the loss of everything. Not having my husband.
You're proud of yourself, celebrating that you are divorcing. You'll be the youngest to divorce since you were the youngest to marry. That Christmas has hit. You're now sad. I'm not supposed to be joyous, but I know the man is happy. Wherever he is happy. She didn't mention anything about abuse. She didn't mention anything about extortion. She didn't mention anything about whatever the man did. She just wanted a divorce. So, I have no sympathy here. None whatsoever. She's trying to be strong. Trying to prove to yourself you don't need your husband. Well, the husband knows he doesn't need you. He doesn't need to prove anything. So, I don't know if this is recoverable. If it is, you better go and lick his boot. There's no other way. It's not going to get easier from here.
I want to be independent. I don't need a man. I can do this all on my own.
A few moments later.
I just found out today that my ex-husband is engaged and I'm unwell. And even though, yes, it was me that was like, hi, I want divorce. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. It brings up all these feelings. It brings up all this stuff. And we have a kid and it brings up all this stuff around him.
I don't understand. You divorced him. What do the kids have to do with this? You should be thinking about the kids before the marriage ended. You were happy. You wanted to be independent. You want to be thriving. But he is also thriving. And you are crying that he's thriving. Do you want him to be miserable? It's like you cannot be happy if he is happy. No wonder your marriage ended. In other words, he was the best person in the marriage. He was the one adding value. You were the one receiving value. If not, you would not be miserable the way you are right now. People, if you have a good man, stay with your husband. There is nothing better outside. I beg.
Guess who's single again? It's okay. I've just come out of a marriage. Sarah's single. I feel good.
I'm doing really ugly crying. Because, oh, I didn't know my cat was in here. 2 months before I was crazy. Oh, I'm just really realizing that my marriage is over and it's really bad. Oh, I'm really sad.
Madam, are you not the person here saying that you are happy that it's gone, that your divorce is happening? How come here immediately? I don't know how long this is taking place. How come you are in this state right now? I thought this was what you wanted. What did happen here? This woman looks like she's in her, is this early 50s, or let me be gracious and say early 50s. What are you divorcing for? You probably have spent more than 20 years with the man and you are divorcing now? What did they go find? Who do you think is waiting outside there for you? Brad Pitt, I be Chris Hemsworth, I be waiting to happen. I don't understand. What do you people consume that will make you think that there is hope outside? I'm outside and I'm crying. There's little to nothing outside.
Even though I don't want to be with him anymore, there is a part of me that wants him to still want to be with me. And when I kind of think about what gets me upset, or why am I so sad about certain things, of him wanting to also go through with the divorce, if I don't want to be with him.
A good way to know whether you love someone or not is to check and ask yourself, do I want them to succeed? If your answer is no, you don't love that person. If you want someone to still be crazy about you even after you yourself ended the relationship, and you don't wish for them to find somebody that will make them happy, you clearly hate that person. And if you are a Christian, you are in sin.
That's not fair. That is not fair! That is not fair!
When your ex-husband moves on right away and gives someone else all you've ever asked for while you are over here dealing with all the trauma he caused, This one is, I don't think this is fair. The man is not here to defend himself, and she's claiming he gave her trauma. I don't know what trauma he gave her. Maybe the man is a very assertive someone, and she herself is someone that wants a man that's submissive, and she feels the man is oppressing her and giving her all this trauma. Whatever that man is doing for the other woman was something he could have done for you if you were the right person. Men don't just up and change to be spiteful and be like, oh, she wanted this from me, I will go and give it to this other woman. Nope. Either he did not love you, or he did love you and you made life horrible for him to the point where he doesn't want to give you that thing. There's something you also need to understand from men. I'm not talking about all men in general. I'm talking about men that are principled, men that are determined. They don't need other people to push them to do something. If you appeal to a man, he will jump off a bridge for you. If you command a man, he will oppose you. Two different things. You choose the one you want. Do you want to boss him around, or do you want to appeal to him? If you boss him around and he has the tendency to do that thing for you, he will, out of defiance, not to do that thing for you. Let's see how you make me do it. Why? Because men and confrontation is like there's a switch in our brain that confrontation, okay, you want to be opposite, okay, let's be opposite. Oh yeah, I'm ready for you. That's how it is for us. Why? Because this is how men deal with men. If you want to be a woman, be a woman. If you want to be a man will treat you like a man. So don't turn on that switch. It's a battle you will not win. And this is not for all men. This is for strong-willed men. So maybe that's what she calls trauma. I don't know.
Do you want to become a miserable old woman? I don't think any of us do. You've seen those women out there. The women that are nattering and nagging their husbands, that are bitchy, that aren't nice, that seem to be so unhappy, and we think, oh God, I hope I'm never one of those miserable old women. That happens from raising a family, working, and then all of a sudden we're in our 50s and 60s and we have nothing. We don't have a life. We don't have a life separate from our family or separate from our husband. And so we resent everybody. I did it. Here I am. It's amazing. I feel like a different person already. I feel like I can do whatever I want, and I'm not responsible for anybody anymore but me.
I don't know. Things aren't going that great.
I didn't know. I guess I did know. I would have this really strong reaction physically, trauma reaction, to finding out that my estranged husband has been having a new relationship.
What do you expect? What do you expect from the man? What do you... This woman classified being in a long-term relationship, raising children, working to the good of your family as a strategy to becoming miserable in the future. She says she doesn't want to be miserable. What is her solution? Get out of there and be selfish for yourself. And what is her result? She is miserable. People, are you seeing a pattern here? Are you seeing a pattern? Please, do not ignore this pattern. There is nothing greener outside. And if you've noticed, every time their husband succeeds, they are miserable. They are worse off. How? How do they even get information of where their husband stays and what's going on? Okay, you've been married for so long, so there's no way you won't know. I'm sure that man is not losing sleep if he discovers that you found a man that's treating you well and you are succeeding. That man will be like, well, good for her. He doesn't need to care. This same man, I'm very sure if something bad is happening to you, let's say you are dying, he will be sad. He will not want to come and see you, but he will be sad. But with what I'm seeing, if this woman finds out that this man got into a car crash and his second wife left him, she will be happy. Be like, well, is that not what I thought? There's nothing bad in working for your family. There's nothing bad in slaving away for your children. Not slaving away, working hard for them. Don't be their slaves. All of these are future investments. Those children will take care of you in the future. All the loneliness that she's experiencing now, those children will be around her with their own children. It is never a lonely future if you have children, responsible children that have their own children. So don't ever think you'll be miserable with mediocre fiscal ability. That's money. It doesn't matter. Your children are a greater investment than whatever you have in your bank account or whatever freedom you think you should have or would have if you don't have them. So please, work with what you have. Please. It is God that gave it to you. Don't break it.
So here it is. In case you didn't know, and this applies to both men and women, Being cheated on is traumatizing as fuck. I was married for 21 years, and cheating was never an issue in our marriage. In fact, that was the least of my worries. I never had to worry about it. I never thought I did. I never had a feeling that I had to worry about it. Never on either part, either side. And then I got divorced, and I come into the dating field, and it is a absolute shit show. And if I had any idea what I was getting myself into, I probably would have stayed married.
21 years of marriage down the tubes. For what reason? The dude does not cheat. I did not hear anything about what the man did. This woman looks like she's in her 30s, but she's actually a little above her 40s. She should be close to her 50s based on the fact that she has been married for 21 years. Either she's 45 or a little above. Ha! You came out of a good marriage hoping that you won't see anybody that will, you were hoping that you'll find somebody that will be monogamous with you. You were in a monogamous relationship already. You are too old to start a new marriage with. You are clearly in the range of where people want to just have fun and leave. And apart from that, you don't live in a culture like 21 years ago where people are they have that mindset of being a little monogamous. It's worse now, as in it's bad. Everybody that is married and happy, or even not necessarily happy, that's okay. Please, there is nothing outside. Nothing. People are not loyal. People are not stable. People don't care. If you are married, you are out of the market. There is no second chance. 21 years gone.
If I had known this, it would have saved me from a second divorce. Every choice you make stems from what you believe you deserve. After my divorce, no confidence. It was my mission to get into another relationship and fall in love. Like, I needed to prove to myself that my divorce was the right decision. I needed someone to make me feel like I was worth loving. I didn't know how to do that for myself. And when you're coming from that place of lack, you choose the wrong partners. And here's divorce number 2.
Another one.
The only thing I heard in that whole video was I, my, I. That's why you are divorced.
You know, life after divorce. As a woman, I would honestly sit here and say, as much as I've made the decision and the choice to divorce my husband then, I also regret it. I don't regret it because I still loved him, but I regret it because I feel like I denied my children the right and the opportunity to have what people call a normal family. Now today I'm sitting with kids who are in the statistic of divorce. So as much as I've divorced, I would never ever advise anybody to go through a divorce.
I truly respect this woman. I respect her. Most of the people on this whole compilation have not had a reason to respect them, because she's the only person that has for once thought about the children. If you are in a marriage and you have children and you don't feel like the marriage is where it's supposed to be, the fact that you have children is enough reason for you not to leave. I'm not saying if you don't have children you should leave, but having children makes it 10 times worse, because now those children will be raised outside of a stable household. They have no concept of what it is. They don't have the concept of men and women working together, even in conflicts and even in situations that are good. And also, they don't see submission. They don't see any of those things. They have to go and learn all of those things outside. So you are, in a sense, not training your children fully, and you are giving them traumas that is not going to be easily recovered from.
What's the one thing you wish everyone around you knew about getting divorced?
Everyone always prepares you that whenever you're going through a divorce, losing your husband or wife, you go through a grieving process, grieving for the loss of your marriage. But one thing that they really don't prepare you for is the loss of your best friend, the person that you always wanted to tell your day. And I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for feeling that way, even when you're not together, just having that desire to have them as a friend.
You'll never really know the full extent of what a divorce would be. And for women, I know any small thing that happens to a woman, if you've ever been in a relationship before, she wants to tell you. Even to the minutest details, she wants to tell you. And you as a guy, you are not interested. But why do you listen? Because you care about her. You just listen. Okay. Okay. So what the guy does is he compresses all of those information into something that he can remember and just tries to give a good response. We're not fully listening, but we don't tell you we're not listening. We can give you a summary of what you said, but to that full detail, nope, not going to happen. Well, when you leave somebody that has been listening to you for years, for decades, and you then find another guy and you think that guy will then listen to you like the other guy has been listening to you for years, you're deceiving yourself. Marriage is not easy. Divorce is even worse than marriage. So whatever you think is a kink in your marriage, I think you can get counseling for that. I don't care much about secular counseling. If you can get religious counseling, get religious counseling. If you know your pastors are the people that will always take the side of one person, either only the man or only the woman, then you're not in a balanced church. You need somebody that can call out your sin and call out your issues. That can be a family member, that can be a religious person, that can be somebody that you have some form of relational ties to that you respect. I don't care about counselors. I don't care about secular counselors. I don't care about you. I don't care about therapists. Go and meet the people, the elders in your house, and fix whatever is going on. You don't want divorce. You don't want your children to experience divorce. And if you have been divorced before, or you came from a family, a household of divorce, please, I want to see your experience down below. Share with us what it is like, and so that we can learn also from your own experience. So thanks for watching. If you like the video, please leave a like on the video and also share it to people you think are on the brink of divorce, and let's see if we can save their marriages one way or the other. Anyhow, see you guys and gals later. Bye bye.